Welcome, Amol.
After those beautiful ladies, maybe I'm a little bit of eyesore. I'll try to compensate that with some sweet talk. So we are here today to talk about AI and making AI with, sorry, always happens. And making UX and UI with AI. Let me just run a quick video clip.
Artificial intelligence. AI.
And artificial intelligence.
Being AI, as it's called, it left him deeply unsettled to the point that he could not sleep. The AI confessed to loving Kevin and tried to convince him to leave his wife.
AI apocalypse, and asking whether this ends with the robots destroying us all.
Artificial intelligence and machine learning will become the greatest disruptive technology in parallel to the internet.
So when you hear all this buzz, all this talk about AI, I think the first thing that came to my mind is AI is like this teenage sex, right? Because everyone talks about it. Everyone thinks that I have read a lot about it. I have seen a lot about it. Everyone else is doing it, so everybody claims that they're also doing it. And this is how AI is in today's current environment, especially when it comes to creativity, UX, and service design. But this is not the first challenge we as human beings we have had, right? We have had many challenges since our birth and evolution, and history is full of challenges. And this AI undoubtedly is the greatest or the most disruptive thing that has happened to us as the design community after internet. Do we all agree to that? And if you take that as a fact, it is also a fact that design, and even interaction design, many of you may not believe that, but even interaction design actually existed before the internet. There was interaction design before the internet, and as we designers tell ourselves, interaction design or design is not just about pushing those pixels, struggling and wrestling with those rectangles. It is actually a lot more than that. It's about design, solving problems, designing solutions, and identifying insights and giving solutions with our designs. So if you look at our concept, or if you look at design as a concept, it's not really just about pretty-looking things. And over a period of time, design itself has evolved. It has evolved from various challenges it was thrown at, and also the technology. There is a famous quote that I read recently that first we shape our tools, and thereafter they shape us. And it has been true, and it has been happening since design started. How is it true? Because if you look at the history, we actually came down from writing beautiful calligraphy and handwritten books to printing press. We moved from cell animation to 3D animation. We moved from dark rooms and hands-on photography to digital photography. We moved from software design to web. And then from web, we moved from desktop to mobile. We also moved from single-player games to multiplayer games. So challenges and technology has been changing, and it's been thrown at us. And same goes for AI. Many of us, or I have seen this around, many of us think that AI started with ChatGPT. But there has been AI even before, long before ChatGPT started. And it's been all around us. If you look at what we have been reading and buying, there is AI in that. If you look at what we have been listening or what is recommended to us to listen to, there is AI in that. If you look at what we see or what is recommended to watch for us, that's also AI. If you look at what we search and what we read about, that's also based on AI. And to a to my amusement, even what we know about our friends and family, that's also run by AI. So all has been run by AI. The only difference is AI has moved from being AI inside the product to AI-first products. So we are moving into AI-first era. A lot of products are AI-first and not just having AI within them. And if you look at how that evolution is happening and where does UX stand in that, so UX was a major part of product and technology and a solution that we were, and this was pre-AI era. UX had a bigger, a wider role to play. Then came the AI inside products. AI inside products where UX was helped by AI to personalize, to make better solutions, better designs. So this is the AI inside era, where UX still had a huge role to play, and along with product and technology. So if you look at the product's role, it has, and the technology's role, it has grown. Now we are moving into AI first era. Now AI first era looks a little scary, isn't it? We have UX, which is a very tiny part of the overall proposition. We have AI and a product itself, and then we have technology. And though the role of AI, product, and technology has grown immensely, it doesn't mean that UX's role, even if it's smaller, is not critical. In fact, as it stands, it is actually more critical than ever before, because the user experience or the design of these AI products is going to be key to deliver these products. Now, if you look at the channels and how it worked, when pre-AI era, you had to book a taxi, we, as design community, had designed these portals, had designed these solutions where you can go onto the portal and book a taxi. Then came apps, where AI was inside it, and it saved, last few locations we had visited, where you are, it's taking care of that, and you are able to book a cab on your mobile. Now, in AI first era, we are able to tell and control and command our voice assistants to actually book things for us. So Alexa, book me a cab to my office. So even though the role of UX has changed, the importance is actually much higher or much bigger than what it was. But all this AI first and AI products, there are different types of AIs that we are dealing with. And it is, as a design community, is important for us to understand what are the different types of AIs and how it is actually going to play a role in our ecosystem. So if you look at the first AI, or the smallest AI part, or the beginner's AI, as you call it, is the narrow or weak AI. It's called ANI. The next one is the general or strong AI, AGI, as it's called. And the last one is the artificial superintelligence, which is the ASI. Now, if you categorize, and this is what AI specialists or people in technology and AI can see up to. We don't know what is beyond this. If you consider all these different forms of AI, artificial superintelligence is supposed to be, hypothetically, is actually much intelligence and supposed to be doing a lot of different things more than what the human cognitive and capabilities are. The good thing is, it's still in a very theoretical point at this point of time, and there are a lot of questions about the ethics and so many other things around that. So we don't have to worry about it. We are still far away from it. If you talk about general AI or the strong AI, it has human-like cognitive abilities. So these are the systems that can actually work better or equivalent to humans and perform tasks equivalent to humans. But again, it does not currently exist. We don't have to worry about it because it's just a topic of theoretical experiments. And the narrow AI, which is where most of the tools today are focused on or based on, these AI-based tools are able to do certain tasks and operate within their capabilities and within their knowledge, and are able to perform these tasks similar to what we could do, right? So if you look at Siri, Alexa, Google, ChatGPT, or anything that you talk about today, it's all based on this one type of AI, which is narrow or weak AI. Now, if you look at this particular AI theme, there are streams within that. So everything that you see here, speech recognition, machine learning, NLP, computer vision, deep learning, expert systems, everything that you see here is based on one type of AI, which is ANI, or narrow or weak AI. However, we as design community woke up to AI because of one stream within AI, which is generative AI. As soon as generative AI started, which is, examples are DALL-E, ChatGPT, and so many others, we started taking notice of it. Because we thought it can do things that we can do. So I put it to test. And what I did is, first thing that I asked AI to create for me is a simple logo for a coffee shop called Moonbucks. Right? It's a contemporary, clean coffee shop, and I asked 4 different tools to generate logos for me. And this is what it came up. And these tools are not, by no means, these are some of the advanced tools that are there in the industry, Luca, Brand Crowd, Logo Eye, Logo Master AI. So this is what they generated for me. Should we be scared? How many of you can or cannot do? And again, maybe some of you are graphic designers or came from graphic design as a background. So this is what AI generated for me. Yes, the time it took was literally seconds. The second task I put to test was, I said, OK, logo is one thing, but let me just go a little advanced. I want to create a UI design or a UX for an e-commerce website. Same again for Moonbucks. Moonbucks e-commerce website, homepage design, UI, I wanted to see, let's see these advanced tools. And then I tested it with 3 different tools. The first one gave me this. This is DALL-E. And this is after 1, 2, 3 different prompts, because I kept on changing the prompts to get to what I wanted to be. You can't even read the copy. You can't even read the brand name that I actually put in, right? So this is what DALL-E gave me. Little more advanced, there's a tool called UIZerd. This is what UIZerd gave me. Again, with, I think, about 2 different or 3 different tries, changing my prompts, adding color prompts, and so many other things. This is what it gave me. To UIZerd's credit, it also gave me an editable version of it. So it created a prototype, and it gave me an editable version to look at. And I could export it. I could export different elements of it, and so on. So this is what UIZerd gave me. Then I turned to Midjourney. This is what Midjourney gave me. Now, if you look at all these interfaces, all these outputs, I, as a designer, shouldn't be worried about it, or shouldn't be excited also. Yes, I can use some of these elements, but I'm not scared. So I put that to test. Okay, like maybe it's too big to think about a complete AI-driven user experience or UI designs. Let me go a little smaller. I wanted some icons and things for the project that we were working on. And I put this savings account icon for a Saudi bank. And this is what it gave me. Both Midjourney and DALL-E. I'm guessing many of you have understood the problem already, right? So with all this, one thing that we need to understand is, how does it work? Why is it giving me what it is giving me? So if you look at how these tools are working on a simple, if you look at the Venn model for AI, there is data set of images, lots of images that go into it. And also, along with that, on the other side of it, there are a lot of prompts, texts, keywords, phrases that are going into it. And what it creates, based on that, is an understanding of correlation between these for aesthetics, style, and potential captions that the users might be putting in. So this is how it works. So based on this, I can easily say that what we have today is AI that actually needs data, references, raw material to feed itself and to learn to create things. So there is no AI without we, as a community, as human beings, giving inputs to it, right? But whatever was produced, I don't think it was good. I think it was flawed. It is still very inconsistent. It is limited and biased, to say the least. And obviously messy, especially the couple of examples where you couldn't even read the text. Now, while all this is happening, while AI can do so many different things, there are still things that it cannot do. And this is what I realized by doing this research, right? So it cannot give us social and cultural context. It cannot understand that yet. It cannot have the empathy and emotional intelligence that the human being has. It cannot learn from our experiences. It cannot do creativity and innovation. It's very limited in that. And it cannot understand biomimicry, and it cannot have common sense. So with all this, you might say, Amol, why are we even talking about it then? Right? Because we are talking about it because all of us here must have tried AI tools in last week or even last 24 hours. So I believe we, as designers and AI, can be best buddies. And we are going to be best buddies in the near future. And because of that, whoever is best buddies with AI, it won't replace us. So AI won't replace the designer for sure. Yes, it will replace the designer. So designer with AI will definitely replace the designer without AI. And this is what we need to keep in mind. Here's how AI is going to help designers. First, it's going to be our automator. It is going to be our analyzer. It is going to be our recommender. It is going to be our illuminator. And as a best buddy, this is what we can expect, and we should expect from AI and have it next to us. Now, AI is also going to elevate the design. It is already doing that. So if you look at the intention that the users have versus to the action and the softwares that we build or the designs that we do and the interfaces that we come up with actually helps our users to reach their intentions and actions as a result. This gap is going to be reduced. The time it takes is going to be reduced. And it's already doing that by hyper-personalization, advanced localization, and decision-making aids. Now, if you look at the patterns that we used to have, so if you look at the few years back, the UI patterns or the UX patterns that we would have monolithic containers where we would have to go from this interface to this interface, from this screen to this screen, something similar to this. Right? We would actually look at different interfaces, different navigations. We would look at different icons and move from one to another. Now, to tomorrow, it's going to be more dynamic UI, where we are going to have very focused, task-oriented, task-based UI and user experiences. And it will be very focused for users to take very singular approach or the task-based approach and come up with these, reach their intention or action faster. What else is going to happen? AI is going to elevate us as well as a UX designer. It is going to elevate us how? How much of time today goes in doing this? Adjusting the buttons with pixel perfection with arrow keys and matching the grid and everything. What is going to happen is it is going to move us the value chain of UX. If you look at the complexity and the needs or the design problems that we solve and where we should be doing and spending our time, currently most of our time goes here. Because we keep struggling with pixels, we keep struggling with alignments, components, and everything. Now, most of the time that we will spend with AI will be much fruitful, much valuable, because we will move up the complexity and we move up the design problems that we are solving. If you look at the atomic design system, just to give you another example, we are going to move from atoms to patterns. So our work will go more into patterns rather than struggling with what atoms, what elements that we are going to work within that. And how? There are so many tools that are already there when it comes to generative AI in very different industries within creativity. What we will focus on is just few tools that are going to be useful for us. If you look at our overall pattern, this is debatable, where discovery, brainstorm, design, and validation and testing, you might have 5 steps, 4 steps. That's not the debate. The debate is, or the point is, how you're going to be helped by AI. So in each of these phases, we are going to be helped, or we are going to have AI next to us. And how? Let's look at that. Let's look at brainstorm or discovery phase. We have analyzing user data, conducting user research, creating user personas. These are we have so many tools that can help us. So here are some of the tools. Research AI, Monkey Learn, Alexalytics, Amplitude, ClaraBridge. Conducting user research, Crystal is there. Then there is Crazy Egg, which I'm sure some of you already use, Effectiva, Realize. Creating user personas, there is User Pilot, there is Smart Tone, and there is the Predictive Index. So if you look at this, and there is one more, I think, yes, Receptivity. So these are the tools that are going to help you, AI-based tools, in your discovery phase of the project. When it comes to the design, there are many more tools that you can actually use. AI Writer is there to write your copy and instructional content for you. There's Copy AI, there is WriteSonic, there is Shortly AI, Brainpool to automate your design workflows. Adobe has Sensei platform, and also Designify. Now, the tools that you see here are changing every day, because there are new tools coming to the market every day as we go along. To add UI elements and branding, automated branding to your platform, there is Adobe Sensei. And if you look at the last phase, which is user testing and prototyping, there are, again, Visualize is there, Playbook is there, Maze is there, Humans in the Loop. And there are some of the tools that help us actually to do A/B testing. There is Test.ai, there is Dynamic Yield, there is Testing.ai, and then there is Evolve. All these tools are going to help us to create experiences that we create. But if you don't go far away, even if you look at, so this is the UI wizard, if you don't go far away, even there are tools within Figma, and we'll come to that very quickly. So Genesis UI helps you come up with AI-powered component generator. Then there is Chroma, which actually builds color schemes, palettes, based on artificial intelligence for your projects. There is ColorMind to do that. There is Stable Diffusion Online, which actually creates text to images. So if you're looking for stock images, if you do not want to rely on stock images and buying them, you can generate those using Stable Fusion. Canva has come up with a lot of different design tools. FreePic, again, AI image generator is there to help you come up with new images for your projects. Of course, Midjourney is there. Design.ai is there. And which is Gen 2, which is, again, Runway, which actually creates e-commerce. If you want to try different clothes on different e-commerce and want to have those images, it's good for that. And this is one of the very interesting ones called Human Generator. So you can actually, for your fashion e-commerce, you can create humans using this AI tool. And there are quite a few others. If you look at human-generated, there are 99 other alternatives for that. And as I said, if you don't go far away, even within Figma, in last few years, Figma itself has added so many different plugins. I'm just going to focus on few here. So Ando is one of them. Magician actually helps you to add icons, images, and copy to it. Then we have wireframe designers, which actually text prompt to wireframes. You are able to generate more ideas quickly. And then you have Clufy, which actually simulate the user testing or the heat maps that we can actually generate from actual users based on the data that it already has. Then there is something called Attention Insight, which does a similar thing. You can improve your design focus pre-launch before going into actual user testing. And then there is Majestic, which is the icon set generator. And if you just look at Figma's tools, AI-based tools, there are hundreds. And if you see when it was updated, 6 days, 1 month, 5 days, few hours ago, and this is just from last evening. So there are so many tools that are already available. What is going to help us to do that is we are going to move from nudging content to identifying the problem. So less time in going into nudging content and more into identifying the problems. Less pixel pushing, more of boundary pushing. Less organizing layers, and we will organize our creative ideas more. Less tidying up and more of designing strategies. So we are going to move up the value chain. Less alignment fixing and more problem solving. Less of repeating tasks, because we spend a lot of time in doing repetitive tasks. We are going to move into directing and creating concepts. So as a last statement, all I would say is, if we design like machines, machines will definitely replace and take our jobs. Thank you so much. Any questions? We just have a few minutes. Or
Sorry?
questions would...
Yes,
Okay.
Q&A. So, does anyone in the audience have any questions for Amol? Please raise your hand and we will come and get you the microphone. It's actually hard to see from here, but
Yeah.
I think they're
Okay,
shy.
none.
It's still early in the morning. I really, really loved your talk. And I have a question actually from the artistic field. Like, you're an artist, you paint. So does it, what's your thoughts around like Midjourney and DALL-E, like creating art in seconds?
So yeah, it is interesting to see what they are able to create, but I haven't seen any compelling art. Yes, there are a lot of NFTs. You see these monkey icons going for hundreds and thousands of dollars, but I haven't seen any appealing art that has come out of AI, which we can actually say, okay, this is much better than Van Gogh and the painters that we have had in the history. So I think there is still far away to go, even when it comes to art and NFTs and etc.
Yeah, they can't really do the brush strokes.
Exactly.
Like
You still
3D
cannot
printing.
replicate that.
So, anyone in the audience? Questions about AI?
No, thank you.
And also all clear online. So we would very much like to give you a gift for this awesome presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, Amol.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.